Okay, so the rest of step 2 is really pretty easy. It's like we were saying at the end of the first video. All you're going to do is click on the field name, come down here, change the field size. That should be 50, not 6. Category, same thing. So you're just going to go through each one of these things and make that modification. I'll try to do this as quickly as I can. Address, I think, is what, 35? Yeah. Then, oops, once you have those field sizes set up for each one of them, and this is just one of those things where you have to know your data. Um, zip code is the zip. They have this set up for zip +4, maybe a dash included if you're going to save that. Phone, area code. Okay, then contact first. Here we want to have 20, but this is the first time that we're going to have, and that actually I lied. Back here on phone, I forgot. Caption property here should be contact phone. In this particular example, they don't want the column heading just to say phone or phone number. They want the column headings for reports and forms to say contact phone. Personally, I would argue that that's not a good idea because you're going to have a very wide column heading when it's kind of unnecessary. But that's what they're asking for in this particular problem, so that's what we'll do. And then same thing here for contact first. Change your field size to 20. Caption will be contact first name. Again, I'm not a big fan for having really lengthy captions, but that's what they're showing us here, so we'll just do what the instructions say. And by all means, make sure that you spell correctly, which is an Achilles heel of mine. All right, and then lastly, we'll go ahead and do the caption here real quick, and we'll talk about the format property for dates and times. When you go to create a format for a date or time, there's a drop-down list here that you can choose from, and it gives you some preset formats. Most people just pick one of those, and that's fine. However, you might be in a situation where you want to create your own format, which is not one of the options that's listed here. So in this case, they ask you to do short date, so you would just simply choose short date. However, if I wanted to have a date format that is not something that's not an option in this drop-down list, I can create my own. I can create my own here by deleting short date here and just typing a series of Y's, M's, and D's. So if I wanted to do year first and I want it to be all four digits, then I would do 4 Y's and then a dash. And then if I want, I don't know, let's say month next, if I do M, that would be 1 for January, 2 for February. If I do MM, it would be 01, 02. If I do 3 M's, it would be Jan, Feb. If I do 4 M's, it would be January, February, so on. And then dash for days, same kind of idea. D would be 1, DD would be 01. 3 D's would be Mon, Tu, Wed. 4 D's would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday type of thing. So just use a series of Y's, M's, and D's, and there's a chart in your book that explains that. So that's how you can do a custom format for dates and times. I keep hitting the wrong thing there. I want to get on this drop-down list and choose short date. Okay, so we've done that. We've done. All right, I think we've done all the field properties there. So step 3 is to go ahead and save. So I'll save my table. It will come up and say, hey, you've changed some data sizes. So in other words, there's data in your table already, and you've shortened some of these things. You might lose some of this. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes, I want to proceed. So you choose that, and then now we switch back to datasheet view, and if we want to resize any columns, we can. Looks like we need to here. And then these two, obviously, because they have very long column headings. Okay, so you'll see the captions are working now. Contact phone, contact first name with spaces, and so on. The field name hasn't changed, but the caption is now showing that. And then down here you can see where it says primary key. If I click on this column, primary key shows up. If I click on this column, then it goes away.